What's up, my people? Welcome to the first reaction video on this channel. So in the last video I made, which was my top 5 worst analysts, in my opinion, I was going off on every analyst that was in my top 5 list, even some of the honorable mentions like Ryan Hollins. And yeah, I was just saying they all suck, they're stupid, why are people even watching them, why am I alive? So with that, I decided, you know what? Let me watch a compilation of analysts being correct. And that's where the video is going to come in for today, which is the worst NBA analysts being right for 8 minutes straight, including Ryan Hollins, Skip Bayless, Paul Pierce, etc. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the video.
Why? ¿Por qué? Ryan Hollins, ¿por qué?
The Suns are going to pass on Luka Doncic.
Wow.
Listen, when I played in the Spanish league,
that's all he has. That's all he has. If it wasn't for him playing in the Spanish league, this motherfucker would have not known shit about Luka Doncic. But at the same time, you gotta give credit to this man for finding out about fucking Luka Doncic. Because this dude is putting up like 30 a game. Like, I know this season, I think he's like struggling a little bit. Like, Porzingis isn't there, so it's looking kind of bad. But for him to predict that Luka was gonna be like this god tier kind of person, good shit, Ryan Hollins. I'll give you that. At the same time, like I said in my last video, like when this dude just does, or he just acts stupid and he just looks like an idiot with this, like when you look at his face, I'm telling you, this just shows it.
this kid was about 16 or 17 years old at the time, balling out for Real Madrid. And for those who don't know, if this is baseball, he's playing for the Yankees at 16 years old.
Wait. If this is soccer,
I don't get that because I don't really watch baseball like that. Like, I'm a Detroit Tigers fan. Like, if I ever did pay attention to baseball, but I haven't watched that shit since the Tigers were in the World Series and they got swept by the Giants. Yeah.
Basketball.
if this is soccer, he's Cristiano Ronaldo with Real Madrid.
Exactly. So this Luka Doncic, as I watch him,
Dude fucking elbowed him like that. Like, what the fuck? Like, you see him, he's like, oh, like, what the fuck?
exactly. So this Luka Doncic, as I watch him,
You see?
he's 6'8", 6'9". He can shoot the ball. He's a guy out of this
6'7".
entire draft that understands angles, and he's a guy also that can play the point guard position in a positionless basketball game. And
Now he's actually getting in depth about it. I like it. Good shit.
play on the ball, off the ball. You can put this guy anywhere on the floor. He's going to be successful.
I love him. He won everything possible with Real Madrid.
Shanae, I love you. You know your stuff. You put it out there, but you.
He's not the only one that likes Shanae, cause good.
You kidding me to tell me that Luka shouldn't have been number 1? I've been screaming from the mountaintops this kid should have been drafted number 1. I played in the Spanish league the same time Luka was there. The one thing I know about that league, it's very skill-based. There's no weaknesses in this kid's game. He's been.
If it's very skill-based, you know, that's the thing. If it's very skill-based, how in the hell did you get in there? How did he get in there if it's skill-based? Like, I know I'm not one to talk because I suck at basketball, but how did he get in there?
Playing against grown men. So as he gets to the NBA, that transition was going to be seamless. If you see the way that the NBA basketball is played today, it's very positionless. It's very guard-oriented. Those are the guys that go and win you. Hear me, they win you championships. So Luka Doncic is a guy who's 6'8". He can play the point guard position. He can dribble, shoot, pass. If there's one knock you got to find, Shanae, it's athleticism.
And I think you're right.
And defense. He's not that good of a defender, really. I mean, he's like, I guess average or below average. Like, he's not anything like trash level or whatever, but yeah, like if you were to find a weakness, it would be defense and athleticism. But at the same time, I don't see athleticism as a weakness for him. I just see it as something that he just doesn't have. Like, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. You probably dislike right now. Fuck you.
Right about that. Like, I concede when I thought something different going into the series. He was going up against a team led by Kawhi Leonard, the best in the game and the best defensively. Siakam is an excellent defender, particularly on Giannis. Ibaka, Gasol, they have long, great defenders on their team.
I want you to...
Long. Okay. I'll stop.
On Giannis, Ibaka, Gasol, they have long, great defenders on their team.
I want you to understand why it's overrated. Right now, the counter to what Giannis does is play harder, push harder, push harder. That doesn't work in the playoffs. He's got to get a turn-away, a fadeaway jumper. He's got to get a hit, a step back.
It doesn't work in the playoffs.
He's not lying about that. Like, I hate all those other people that are saying that, like, Giannis needs to he needs to start shooting threes. He needs to, he needs to keep pulling up from three and all that stuff. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He just needs a really good, reliable post game. He needs to have a good fadeaway, a good hook shot. Like, I'm pretty sure he already has a good hook shot. He needs to start being the roll man in the pick and rolls instead of being the guy who's the dribbler in the pick and roll. And the thing is, Rusty Buckets, he did a really good video on this. Fucking Mike Budenholzer, what the fuck are you doing, bro? He just does the same shit over again, and that's why Giannis is always getting figured out. If he actually, like, changed it up and, like, used Giannis in different ways, but at the same time, like, I get what they're saying because, and Ryan Hollins, I can understand too, because, like, Giannis, like, he has underperformed a little bit in the playoffs. But the thing is, like, he's right. Like, Giannis does need to, like, have more of a post game. Like, he does need to have a post fadeaway. He's tall enough. He jumps high enough. He'll have a good fadeaway if he works on it. He has a good post game. He needs a mid-range too. Like, you don't need to go to the three-point line. Just do mid-range and do, like, post fadeaways, and then you can space to the three. Because with the mid-range, you're already deadly. You're already unguardable. With the three, like, just game over.
I have a question. He went 6 games in the conference finals.
Giannis
Who are you
wait.
comparing
Let me
to?
ask you this, Ryan.
Don't call him the best.
Why does Molly keep interrupting? Like, let them talk. Like, I know I'm not the only one that thinks this, but oh my God, Molly, please let them talk.
James Harden. James Harden. Where's James Harden been?
Did y'all see Molly talking?
Oh yeah, I got a real
Molly.
question for you because I know Chris Middleton's got his contract situation. Do you think they can win the East with Chris Middleton as his second best guy on that Bucks team?
If he improves, if he learns, and I don't want to say even a three-point shot, they can do it. If he gets to the point where he can bump you off and give you that Paul Pierce move, step back from the elbow, and knock that down consistently, they advance. The difference with Kawhi Leonard, Kawhi added that to his game, as you talked about that, creating his own shot off the bounce. Right now, Giannis can't do that, and it's not always going to be at the rim. Why? Because I can help.
Should be exponentially higher than that.
Okay, so you're pretty much a done deal on 73.
Yes.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Which is why, barring injury, we don't wish injury upon anybody, I would make it, and I'm not exaggerating this, I make it 100% that they're going to win 73 games.
Okay, so with this take, like, will the Warriors reach 73 wins, and, like, they're 16-6? I don't know if it's that big of a thing to, like, really say, like, you're right about. You know what I mean? Because that season in 2016, it was magical. Like, if you weren't there, if you weren't paying attention to basketball, or if you weren't there, you missed out. But the Warriors were basically going crazy. I think that's when, like, Clay, I'm pretty sure that's the same season when Clay had 37 and a quarter. If not, I could be tripping and it could have been 2015. Who knows? But that season, it was crazy. Like, that's kind of like easy pickings. Like, I mean, think about it. They had to go 13-3 in order to get that record. And I mean, if they're 60-6, I'm pretty sure that it would happen. Think about it. Like, so it's like they're right, but it's not anything really like crazy, like how Ryan Hollins predicted Luka, or when he told us about how Giannis is stoppable in the playoffs. Like, it's nothing crazy to that level, but it's right. I'll give him that.
Games. Heck, they could win 74 or 5 games, and it wouldn't surprise me one bit, because night after night, they look better and better. Do you realize last night they didn't have Iguodala? And I think, remember, he was only the Finals MVP, right?
It was against New
Should have been Curry Finals MVP. I'm just saying.
Orleans.
Okay, it was New Orleans, but I watched the first of the game, and Anthony Davis got off to a dominating start. And after about a quarter, I said, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to go to bed, because Steph was starting to connect, and you know the rest of the story. Golden State's bench last night scored 55 points without Iguodala. And I'm saying, well, that's just not...
Why did he fall? Bro, Draymond pointed at Kevin Love and he still fell. Like, look at
State's
this.
bench last night scored 55 points without Iguodala. And I'm saying, well, that's just not fair.
Right.
So I'm saying it's 100%. And I'm
Will the Thunder regret this trade? Skip, you go first.
Stephen A. Smith, James Harden deserved every penny of the max contract.
No denier here. No denier.
See, I'll say this. In hindsight, obviously hindsight is 2020. Well, I don't know what hindsight has to do with it. I just ramble a lot and I stutter a lot. I'm just ashamed of myself. Okay, look. But what I was all jokes aside, they're right, but they don't know how right they were. Cause they were probably like, oh, like Harden's gonna be like a franchise player, but they didn't think he was gonna become what Harden is now. Like that thick ass dude Harden, bro, he's averaging 37 or like 39 a game now. Like, I know damn well they did not expect him to be like 35 plus a game, but they were right. I'm just saying they didn't know how right they were. But good for you, Skip Bayless. I'll give you that.
Denial here. He absolutely did.
And he immediately went out on the road in Detroit and backed it up. You can go beast mode game, you can go monster game, whatever kind of game you want. He backed it up and made a resounding statement that echoed all the way back to my hometown of Oklahoma City. You blew it, Thunder. James Harden, listen, he brought that team back last night, Stephen A. That was not a simple game to win. He'd had no practice time with his new team.
Oh, I did forget one thing, though. Yeah, the Thunder do regret trading James Harden, but at the same time, Harden wouldn't have been Harden if he was on the Thunder. I remember somebody saying that, and that is true. Like, Russell Westbrook wouldn't have been MVP Westbrook if he didn't leave or if Kevin Durant and James Harden didn't leave the Thunder. And Kevin Durant probably wouldn't have been a champion if he didn't leave OKC. Even though I feel like the Thunder's, like, with KD and Westbrook, they would have won a championship at some point. I believe that, in my opinion, if they stayed. But that's just a what if that we all can debate about. Okay, look, I'm gonna stop pausing. I know you're mad. You want to dislike me. I'm sorry.
They are down 8 with 9:22 left, and they won by 9, mostly because of James Harden. And I'm going to take one more step back from this. And the more I look at it, the more shocked I am that the Oklahoma City Thunder didn't at least play this out for the year, because clearly they took, you disagree with this, they took a big step back with an eye on the future at the expense of this year. I don't get it, because they could have played out this year, they could have done a sign and trade for James Harden, or silly me, I thought about this. You could amnesty Perkins, and you could just flat out open your pocketbook and pay the luxury tax.
Didn't they trade James Harden for Kevin Martin, who was only good for like a year, and then it was done for? So yeah, basically, like I wasn't really tripping about the Thunder trading James Harden. I was tripping about the fact that they didn't get anything really good in return. Or wait, was it Kevin Martin or Jeremy Lamb? I forgot. Or was it both? Tell me in the comments.
That it would cost to sign James Harden to a max.
Rather
it was
cool.
doable. I know some of those owners there, Stephen A. They have a whole lot of money, serious money. And it's almost like on principle they said, we're not going to pay that much luxury tax. Why not? There he is, beast mode, 37 and 12 assists in Detroit, comeback win, and you don't have him. What are you doing, Oklahoma City? And what are you doing, Stephen A., picking Oklahoma City, even though they don't have James Harden anymore?
I've been waiting for this, my friend. Who's winning this series?
As Stephen A. would say. What is it you do, Stephen A.? Austin Powers? Look, I'm assuming Kevin Durant's not playing. The fact is, when they signed Kevin Durant, it's an unfair advantage for the Warriors. With KD, you always pick them, right? I'm assuming KD's not playing. He ain't playing game 1, that's for sure. Toronto has home court. Toronto has guys that, like, they ain't gonna, there was 3 of the 4 games against Portland was close for Golden State, Stephen A., because they were dominating the offensive boards. They were able to win. Draymond Green, to me, was actually the MVP of that series. But as Jalen Rose, are you aware of Jalen Rose, Molly? You two should meet. I think you'd like him.
I heard he outkicked his coverage, but
pointed
that's what
out
people
on
say.
First Take yesterday. This is not the previous series. There's Siakam and Ibaka and Gasol.
Can you just
and
say your
big
answer?
guys who can crash
I already know
the
what your
glass.
answer is, but
The
just
Warriors
say
will
it.
not be dominating the offensive board. Stephen A. Smith, I am here to tell you that the best player in this series is Kawhi Leonard, with or without KD. But without KD, it's going to be too much, and the Toronto Raptors will be NBA champions.
Okay. He's right again, but this is the same case with Skip in that 73-9 take. We kind of it's right, like he was right, but it wasn't that big of a right. Like it's like, you know, like a W, like that's like a lowercase. How do I do it? Like a lowercase W. This is like my lowercase W. Like, yeah, you're right, but it's not that big of a deal. Like, I mean, a lot of people really thought that the Raptors were going to win. Like, yeah, it's the Warriors and stuff, and we were like, oh, yep, the Warriors are in the finals. Like, they still have a chance because they got the big three. Like, even though Draymond fell off, and, like, they were kind of, like, a little less, like, as strong as they were in 2016, like, we still thought, or not we still thought, like, a lot of people thought that the Raptors had a chance to win the finals, and a good amount of people still thought that the Warriors could win the finals, but it wasn't anything really like shocking or anything. But to be fair, like from all the bullshit Max has said, like I could see it. I could see it. A broken clock is right twice a day.
Toronto is going to get embarrassed 3 more times in this series, and it's going to be over. That's what it looked like last night.
So you're saying the Cavs are going to sweep?
Yeah, that's what it looked like last night. I'm just talking about I have to be prisoner of last night's moment, and that's what I saw, because I saw your Cleveland Cavaliers play the best game I have watched them play, and I watch every Cavaliers game.
I think you'll see a tighter coverage tonight.
See, I'll say this. For some reason, I thought they were talking about the 2018 series when it was just LeBron by himself. Like, I don't know why, but then when I saw Kyrie's picture, I was like, oh, wait, this is 2017. Now, this is still shocking to say. Like, I'll admit, I'll give Skip the credit. Like, even in 2017, because, like, out of one game, like, you're already like, man, this is going to be a sweep? I just felt... Like, I'll say this. If he said this in 2018, I would have literally, like, bowed down to him. I'm not even joking. I would have bowed down to him because I get that, like, in 2017, I'm not going to lie, like, even though he was right and not a lot of people really said it was a sweep, in a way, I wasn't surprised that it was. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't really surprised that the Cavs swept the Raptors in 2017, but you got to give Skip the credit. You got to give Skip credit.
I have watched them play, and I watch every Cavaliers game.
I think you'll see a tighter coverage tonight.
Is that your prediction? Raptors?
I think the Raptors get it done.
Raptors.
Okay. Again, not that big of a thing, but I mean, it's Paul Pierce. From all the shitty things that he's done, you got to give him credit for that. Good shit, Paul.
Do we have a score? See, I'm going to really put you on the spot here because I know you answer.
I'll say +5.
Really? +5. Okay, yes. You heard it back there.
Okay. Wait, did they win by +5? Wait, no, they didn't. It was a 4-point game. So, yeah, he's still wrong.
Kevin Agati, Paul Pierce says Raptors winning their first championship in franchise history. And you know what? Nobody would be surprised. They're 5-2 against the Warriors.
And they haven't lost in this building this year.
They've won 3 times.
3 times.
All right, that's the end of the video. Thank you to Analytics for this video. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a dislike and let me know why. I'll see y'all later. Peace.